Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and I am super excited about the craft project for today. We're going to be making some stuffy ornaments. They're going to be stuffy tags like this kind of a thing, but made out of canvas duck, and stuffy nutcrackers. So let me show you what's involved and then we'll hop right in. Okay, so first thing is you need some canvas duck. The first batch that I did, I used my thickest canvas duck, and it was a little challenging. So I'm using this now. It's not quite as thick. It's not quite as good of quality, but it's actually working a little bit better. Canvas duck does not need to be washed, in case you're wondering. Okay, and then we're going to use some polyfill. I have a bunch of different laces and ribbons and stuff. We're going to use some glitter, and this is my favorite. It's Sulyn, S-U-L-Y-N brand. It's from Walmart, and this color is called Sterling. It's awesome. We're going to use some stencils. I'll show you those in a second. And then we're going to use this ink, which is called Glittering Black. Okay, so let me start by showing you what I have made so far. And then we'll do one from start to finish, and we'll finish these that are dry. Okay, so the first ones I made with this really thick canvas is this one. And notice he's a little nutcracker, and he has some lace and some buttons, two of my favorite things. Okay, then I made 3 of these little tag-shaped stuffies, just to give them some dimension. And this one says "Joy to the World." This one says "Home for the Holidays," and I added lace, a little stacked bow on top. And this one says "I'm dreaming of a white Christmas." These are going to be fabulous with our Christmas tree. But of course you could do this project. You can get white canvas duck. So you could do it in white and have your different things be navy blue, pink, green, red, absolutely whatever you want. Okay, and then the next ones I did today, and I'm covered in glitter, which is okay with me, are this one. I used the same nuts about Christmas. I just used them in individually. And then I made this one that says "Joy to the World." So, okay, how did I do it? Well, like I said, I took some canvas duck, and I have some right here. And I'm going to tear it because I like the look of these frayed edges. So, let me just, I've decided what my size, how wide it needs to be. Get this part done. So you just basically take a little snip, and then you can tear it. And I am going to be making a front and a back. Okay, so it's a rectangle. And I'm just going to create that shape that tags have by folding it in half. And snipping off the edges, and there you go. It looks kind of like a tag. I'm leaving plenty of space up here at the top for a bow and a hanger. I see lots of people hopping on. Tell me in the comments if you are thinking about your Christmas tree yet. I am, and this year I have decided to do all my cream and natural ornaments that I've made in the past 6 years. Plus, I'm going to add some black touches in there, and I'm going to also do a little bit of metallic silver. So I'm busy creating things that bring a little bit of black into my Christmas tree. Okay, so this is going to be the front. And these are the cutest stencils. I wish I could remember what it was. Christmas favorites or something like that. What Magnolia did is they took some of their all-time best sellers that are Christmas themes, and they shrunk them, like this one. Jesus is the reason for the season. Home for the holidays. Joy to the world. Wise men still seek him. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas and old-fashioned sleigh rides, warm blankets, and hot cocoa. So they just shrunk them and put them all on one sheet, and these are the perfect size to make ornaments with. I've used lots of them on these projects already. So I'm going to just lay this is the one I'm going to do, Home for the Holidays. I'm going to show you how I achieved the glittery look, okay? So I'm just going to get this centered basically and straight. And I'm laying it down. I'm using this glittering black ink and a squeegee. And I need my glasses so I can see. So tell me if you're thinking about your tree. Like, maybe don't have it out or anything yet. You probably don't. But are you thinking about what you want to do with it this year? That might be a little bit of a hazard of what I do here at DIY Dreaming, is that I'm always thinking ahead a couple of seasons. Okay, so I've just used my ink on this, and of course I already have it all over my fingers. Darn it. Let me grab a wipe real quick. I've lost my glasses. I was never known to be super coordinated, in case you're wondering. I'm the girl who was tripping and falling down and dropping things all the time. Okay, so here it is. And I'm going to take my stencil off. That's what it looks like. I could stop on the other ones that I did them in black ink, and I just stopped right there. But I want to show you how to glitter. So to glitter, basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a paper plate and I'm going to lay this down, and this is that glitter I love. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on there heavy while the ink is wet. Okay. Now we'll shake it off. Before I glue this ornament all together, I will take it outside and really shake it off before it's, after it's fully dry. Then if you use a paper plate, you can basically just fold it in half and turn it into like a little funnel to put all of that glitter back in your pot. So this will become an ornament that will be very similar to this one. All right? Let's just throw that right there for right now. Okay, so let's make some of these that I have all ready to go. Let's do this one. Wise men still seek him. And I'm going to fold this in half and cut the top. I could bring it in narrower on the sides if I wanted, but I'm not going to. And then I'm going to start gluing the bottom. I'll glue the sides. I'm going to leave the top open for right now so I can stuff this. Oh my gosh, I love these gingerbread men, especially for this kind of a project. I'm thinking that there are so many things that you could do with this design. You could make a pillow, you could make a t-shirt, you could make a wall hanging, you could make a piece of art. You could make stuffed ornaments. You could make a banner. You could make tags to put on your Christmas presents. There's so many things that you could do. So the top is still open. And I'm just going to grab some fluff. We'll start popping it in, pushing it down. Then I'll show you how I make the stacked bow, and then we'll do these little nutcrackers too. So what colors are you using for your Christmas decor this year? I have been hearing a lot about how the traditional greens and red are really back in style again. I'm still going to probably do my cream and neutral for all my decor around the house with black accents. That's my plan. So now I'm just gluing the sides of this closed. And I'm using low temperature hot glue because I don't want to burn my fingers. Okay, so now that just that is open. You could glue your hanger inside, but you can also glue it on the back of your bow, and that works just fine. Just cutting off the little bit of fluff that is sticking out the sides. This polyfill that I am using is from Walmart, and it says that it is ideal for doll making, and that's what I like about it. It's kind of stiff. This is it right here. It's Crafter's Polyfill. It says that it is a dry polyester packing, ideal for doll making, and it's 20 ounces. That must be how thick it is. Okay, so I'm just going to trim up the areas that I didn't do a good job on. Okay, and let's create a real quick stacked bow. These are some strips of that same canvas that I just cut into shorter pieces. So when I make these stacked bows, I just basically go crisscross, 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 and I like to add a little dab of glue in the center because it holds everything together. So I've got two wider laces. Let's do some of this. This is just like an organza. I don't know where that ribbon is. And it's probably too long, but I can trim it up. And then we'll do a little bit more lace. And these are mostly Dollar Tree laces, so nothing fancy here. So it's just a pile. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this same canvas, and I'm going to glue it around the center and around the back to kind of cinch it in a little bit. Get a little crazy with this. Okay, and I will fluff this up nice and get rid of all the glue strings and trim the ends up pretty. And I made a hanger already that just looks like a loop. I'm going to glue that on the back. I need to retrieve my glasses so I can see what I'm doing. And let's add a button to the front. Since this has silver on it, I'm going to select a button that is one of these gray mother of pearl buttons that I have. It's something smallish. Oh, that's pretty. We'll do that one. Okay, and I'm just going to glue that right here in the center. And then I will fluff it out and make it neat when I'm off camera. But that is basically how I made these little stuffed canvas duck ornaments that look like they're the shape of a tag. So here are the two that I have that are finished, that are glittered. And here are the three. I'm going to do one of these. I have a glittered Nutcracker, and I have a plain one. And let's do the plain one so I can show you how you can add lace or whatever you want to decorate it. So I have a front and a back already cut out. And I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to glue most of the way up to the top, and then I'm going to leave a little bit of a side of his head open so I can stuff from the side. We'll leave that part open right there. I'm going to first stuff his body, and what I have found, cool down, you do need to wait for your glue to cool down. If you just use something like a paintbrush or a pencil, that works great to cram your polyfill down to your little Nutcracker's feet. I did not get that right there very well. Beth says, how cute. Thank you, Beth. I was kind of excited how these were turning out yesterday, and but I knew that I wanted to try it with glitter also, so that's why I held off on showing this to you until I had time to do both glittered. These ones are just black ink. The other ones are this black that's called shimmering black, and it looks like this. Glittering black, I think is what it's called. But I think these would be adorable in navy blue, in pink. I think they'd be super cute on white canvas duck. You don't have to use the natural color unless that's what you like, which is what I like. Okay, so he's starting to get full. Go up a little bit higher. Okay, and I'm going to glue this one side of his head closed. So just this part right there is open. We'll add some fun touches to this guy in just a second. Let's get his head full. Okay, I'm going to glue this closed. My husband is not going to be excited when he comes upstairs and discovers that I've been playing with glitter, because it just, no matter how careful you are or not, it has a way of getting everywhere, and he doesn't like the sparkles all over the place. Okay, so here he is. And I have some of this little lace, and let's put, I thought it would be fun, I'm going to just get a big piece, to put a little bit on his helmet. Or whatever you call this crown thing that he has on. You see that? Let me get another glue stick. Okay, and let's do some around his boots and on his cuffs. This is going to be little. I know somebody's wondering what's a good place to get this kind of small lace. Most of this kind of stuff I have picked up at Dollar Tree. So be on the lookout. Next time you're at Dollar Tree, there's his little boots. And we're going to do some on his cuffs as well. That's pretty cute. I'm going to hold it up in just a second. And it's going to look messy right now because it's got all kinds of stuff on it. Strings from the canvas, glue strings. Okay, let's do something fun with a button. On his crown. Let's see. Oh, that's a pretty one. We'll put that right there. Isn't he cute? And then I'm just going to make a very plain hook to hang them on the tree. And this is called twill tape, which it goes very well with this canvas. So to create my little hanger, I'm just making the shape of one of those ribbons, like the breast cancer ribbon. And then I'm going to glue this on the back of his head, the back of his little crown. And there we go. Oh my word, I am seriously covered in glitter and strings and glue strings and bits of lace and bits of canvas. So here's his little buddy, which I might come back and add some lace to his little cuffs too. You know what, I didn't put it on his little epaulettes or whatever those things are called. Let's do that before I finish up. Honestly, it's just me, but I kind of like these plainer ones a little bit better than my glittered little nutcrackers. What do you think? All right, well, that's what I wanted to show you. So I used two different stencils. This is called Nuts About Christmas. And you could cut it apart if you wanted. I opted not to. And these are Christmas favorites. It's a set of, I think it's 9 that are shrunk down to the perfect size for ornaments. Then I used black ink, and I used this glittering black ink, some hot glue, some various laces, ribbon, and I used my glitter, my favorite glitter from Walmart. And that's pretty much everything that was involved. I will finish this little guy up here, and then I will get pictures of all of them, and I'll drop those pictures here in the comments. If you want to look at either one of these stencils that I used today, just comment down here in the comments, Christmas, and I'll message you. I'll send you a personal message that you can just click on. It'll take you to the page on my website that has all of the Christmas designs. If you want to look at different colors of ink, comment ink, and ink is what you need for fabric. Comment ink down here, and I will send you a personal message with all the different inks. Okay, so I'm just reading. Tammy Hill says that she likes the plain ones. Tell me, which one do you prefer? Do you like the plainer ones, or do you like the glittered ones? Do you think the glittered would look better if I added lace to it as well, or should I just leave it kind of sparkly? Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments. Do a this or a this. Sprinkle, sprinkle if you feel like it. Anyways, have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for joining me. Come back for lots more crafting for the rest of this week. Come back to look at photos as well, because I'll get lots of photos of these. And then of course, come December, I'll also get pictures of them on our Christmas tree here at our house. Carolyn says plain. That's interesting. Donetta says add lace. I will. I think I'll add some lace to this guy. Maybe before I glue him together. And we can compare and see what we think. Patricia says she likes the plain one too. Wow. Let's see, what's that name? Kara or Caro Spradlin says that she likes the plain one. But I could embellish it with tiny silver buttons. That's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? I only have about 10 million different buttons in my cabinets here. Of course, my favorites are these. My mother of pearl buttons that I've been collecting for years. Anyways, alrighty. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining.